A lot of Latinos, they be saying stuff like, because of people like you, which means they talking to black people who make videos talking about them being racist. They will say, it's people like you, why we're not united. So how about before black people started making these videos? Why you haven't united for the last 60 years? What was stopping you back then? Because now black people just started, doing these type of projects. So all them 60 years, when black people wasn't calling you racist, they was letting you use the N-word, you had a chance to unite, you didn't take the chance. So now that you're being exposed, you want to say that's the reason why. That's not the reason why. It's because you're racist. That's why you're not united with black people. And at this point, it's too late. At this point, it's too late. You had your chance. So anything goes. At this point, anything goes.
I wanted to comment on this Stitch duet, whatever, but let's just call a spade an MF and spade. Literally. If you didn't want to vote for a black woman, just say, I didn't want to vote for a black woman. I didn't want to vote for no negrita. You can barely speak English. You're going to be on that plane with them 50% of undocumented workers because you did not want to vote for no black woman. You didn't give a damn about the economy. You could care less about the people who even work for you. Y'all just don't like niggas.
Latinos are racist. They are racist. Whether you like it or not, and whether you are one of those racist Trump-supporting Latinos, you're a fucking racist. I can't really tell you why Latinos are racist. It differs from every different family, honestly, but...
Telling anyone you're calling ICE on them is like calling you the N-word. Did he call you an N-word? No. But brown people are the target now. You could have called him a eating taco burrito brown jerk or a-hole. First of all, you're not going to come over to my page and police me. You're not going to do that. I don't give a fuck about how you feel about what I said. I said what I said. And y'all are not going to try to make somebody calling ICE synonymous with saying nigger, because it's not. We are not about to conflate the two. We are not. First of all, ICE is strictly reserved for people that are not legal citizens in this country. That's a crime. If you are an illegal immigrant, you are committing a crime. You are committing a crime. I don't know why y'all don't see it like that. It is what it is. I can't go nowhere in the world and just stay there without a visa, without having the proper documentations. I can't go nowhere, no other country, and just set up shop and get benefits. I can't go nowhere and do that. So ICE being synonymous with illegally being in a country that you're not supposed to be in is not racism. Y'all ain't about to do that. You is not about to do that. Talking about I could have called him a taco. I could have said whatever the fuck I wanted to say after he called me a dumb black bitch and invaded my personal space and bucked at me and told me to suck his dick. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
Racism in the Latino community is absolutely horrendous. When I was a sophomore in high school, I was introduced to this Salvadorian girl by one of my friends. The school that I went to for a short period of time, it was predominantly black, Hispanic, and Latino, with Hispanic and Latino being the majority. When I first met her, she had long brown hair, big brown eyes, and red rosy cheeks. I took a liking to her. We're heading into winter break and we decided to get to know each other during that time. We talked pretty much every day. We went on a few dates. It was a great experience. During this time, we were sharing so much about each other's culture. She was telling me all about El Salvador and Salvadoran culture. And I was telling her more about black culture that she didn't know about. Despite our different races and backgrounds and how heavily divided our school was, we still had a good relationship. After winter break, her and I decided that in the future we were going to keep our relationship on the down low. Only close friends will know about our relationship. At the time, I did not understand why we even did this in the first place. Why is it such a problem and a nuisance to keep our relationship a secret from everybody else? What's also strange to me is her family allows her to be in a relationship, However, she also wanted to keep that from her parents as well. Like I said, I didn't understand why, but I went along with it anyway. At this time, this was one of the most healthiest relationships I've ever been in because she genuinely cared about me and my well-being, and the connection was astronomical. A few months that felt like days has passed, and then the worst has finally come. Our relationship has spread all across the school, and in the beginning, people responded with positive feedback. Until the next day, an abundant amount of Hispanic and Latinos in the community was very displeased and unsatisfied with my relationship with her. She kept getting threats of comments of people saying that she should not be dating a black man. He is black. You should not be dating her. You should be dating an Hispanic man. You should be dating a Latino man. At the time, she did the best she could to fight for me, her, and our relationship. However, in the end, she was suffering from too much mental and emotional pain. Eventually, some people in the Latino community went out of their way to contact her mother to tell her that she is dating a black man. As it turns out, despite her wanting to be in a relationship with me, her family was very racist and discriminative towards black people. Her family was comparing me to black stereotypes, ghetto, hood rat, a thief, made some other comments like black people are beneath us, they are third rate, you shouldn't be stooping so low to date someone like that. Apparently, a lot of the people in the Latino community who showed disinterest in our relationship thought and felt the same way, but more on colorism. My skin complexion was a threat and a problem to them because they did not like me dating another Latino woman. There were some other Latino men who was very jealous of the fact that I was dating someone like her. With all due respect, she is very attractive, especially with the school that we went to. Her and I was forced to break up and we discontinued our relationship. But unfortunately, it gets worse. There was these two Latino men who was very angry of the fact that I was dating her to begin with, and they wanted to fight me. At the time, I lacked combat skills and experience, and these two Latino guys who wanted to fight me were boxers. I was put at a major disadvantage, but despite this, I didn't really have a choice because there was honor and pride on the line. Despite me knowing for an absolute fact that I couldn't win against these two massive boxers, I still showed up anyway. And I fought, I got my ass beat, and I lost. Granted, my Salvadorian girlfriend at the time had no idea about any of this until I told her afterwards. After I went home looking like a complete mess and taking a very honorable ass whooping, I might add, my uncle was there and he said to me, "Did you win?" And I said, "No." And then he said, "Did you learn something from this?" Absolutely. At that moment in time, after taking a very honorable ass whooping, I decided to learn how to fight myself. A year later, I took up Taekwondo, Kung Fu, and boxing. I still do it to this day, but this is just one of those stories that, once again, I've faced through a lot of colorism and racism, especially when it comes to my relationships and friendships. And you know what? Despite that relationship ending and getting my ass beat by two intermediate boxers, one thing I can say for sure about myself, at least I wasn't a bitch. But why bring this up now? One is because it's one of the next stories I wanted to share with you. And two, I have been seeing so many stories from so many black women, especially brown and dark-skinned women and men, sharing their experiences of racism and colorism from the Latino and Hispanic communities. And my people being constantly shamed and rejected because of our skin tone, because we are the black people. Being constantly rejected and called ugly and inferior because of our skin tones is absolutely insufferable, and it can cause self-hatred within ourselves. So, to all of my beautiful melanated black people, especially the black women, please understand me. You are God's and Mother Nature's greatest accomplishment and greatest creation. You are the black pearl, the onyx crystal that shines brightly when the sun radiates off of your skin. The way your body touches the sand and the water that slides off of your skin. There is nothing more beautiful than that. From your hair to your eyes and your skin tone to your wisdom and your nurturing, you are the greatest reflection of Mother Nature itself. You are absolutely fruitful, and your potential in love is insurmountable compared to anyone and anything else. Understand me. Do not let anyone destroy your self-love or to strip you away of your blackness. Understand that you are the greatest that has ever lived. You hold values and attributes that even our ancient African goddess themselves has passed on to you. So please understand me when I say this. You are meant to be gods and goddesses. So become one. That's all I have to say on the matter. It's Onyx, and I'll see you next time.
The Latino culture in general is anti-black. So if your culture is anti-black, that means you will never unite with black people. And if you will never unite with black people, and they're calling you out for being racist, then they're dealing with you accordingly. Because your culture is anti-black, which means you will never like black people.
Okay, so I knew that I was going to hear from at least a couple of MAGA people based on my last post. And one guy said, who looks to be a Latino Trump supporter, he said that I was racist because I said ayúdame, ayúdame. And this is what kills me about most of you MAGA people. Y'all are willing to accept any kind of behavior from the person you supported for president, but the moment somebody else on the other side does the same thing or less, you got to call it out. So if I'm not mistaken, Trump has referred to Mexican immigrants as rapists and killers. He's literally said that they're poisoning the blood of this country. But I'm racist simply for speaking Spanish? I mean, it's laughable. I don't get it. I'm racist for speaking Spanish. Are Mexicans racist when they speak English? I don't think so.
I really hate, like, when I speak Spanish, people turn around and say, oh, you Spanish? I'd be like, nah, I'm Antiguan, I'm Dominican. They like, that's the same shit. I'm like, being Spanish and being Dominican is not the same thing. Don't have direct family members from Spain. Yes, they colonized and settled my country, but I don't have direct family members from Spain. Like, I can't name a grandparent, a great-grandparent, or a great-great-grandparent that comes from Spain, because my family is from the Dominican Republic and my grandfather is from Antigua. So when I tell you I'm Dominican and then you turn around in that same conversation and tell me that I'm Spanish, after a while you beginning to offend me, because I already made it clear that I'm not Spanish. I'm not a Spaniard. Like, it's not so hard to understand that. Even if I was to have said I'm Puerto Rican or I'm Ecuadorian, I'm Mexican, I'm Colombian, Venezuelan, oh, you Spanish. Like, y'all need to get that shit out y'all fucking vocabulary when y'all speaking to a bitch. Like, for real, that shit is annoying, son. Like, I don't like that for y'all. If I'm correcting you on how to address me as ethnically, that's what I need you to do. And don't disrespect me talking about some, oh, you Spanish, because I'm not. Because after a while, I'm going to start to ignore you. It's like every time somebody says they're from a Spanish-speaking country, y'all like to associate that with somebody being Spanish or Spaniard, and that's not even the case. But okay.